Alright, I'm gonna give a shot at a difficult one I've tried a couple times. But I've talked about the eclipse enough. The eclipse head, and it's the same thing as the eclipse head. We're just going to turn it into a story now. And this is done so many times. But if we can get it with this one, it opens it up for the rest of them. An eclipse, one out in front, one lagging behind, taking its time. It's the tortoise and the hare. And it's also the same as old Obama eclipse head with Obama out front, the joker, the rabbit, the jester, the liar, the one standing between the pillars, taking the place of God, acting as God, the Antichrist. Then you have old Slowpoke, the turtle, the one that's coming in, the one that wins the race. Pillars versus the Son of God. So that's it in story form, and think how you've seen this in a cartoon. The rabbit runs up in front, puts on a show for the girls, song and dance, blah 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 blah. Tortoise catching up a little bit. Rabbit goes up forward, takes a nap, puts on a show, does his clown show. It's always the same jester. That's Obama. That's anybody that's sitting in that jester seat. So let's take a look at it with geometry, because that's what this stuff comes down to in the end. And this is on topic, but off topic at the same time. If you're having trouble with this, how it's geometry, go do a picture search on the Vatican, Vatican art, Vatican statues. Once you can see past the top layer, you'll notice the geometry is what's important. There's a story being told with the paintings that's going along with the geometry, but without the geometry, it's not happening. So that's just a little something if you're having trouble with how the story is the geometry. Geometry came first. So let's have some fun with the geometry side of it, of why the story is like it is, why the characters are used. Why is it a turtle? It's because of its shell. Alright, here's the bastard that blocks the light. The one that puts on a big show. Running out in front. He's Obama. He's any snake oil salesman. He's an apple eater. He's got his pillars. All he can do is eat this one and say, good. Eat that one and say bad. And it all depends on what angle you're looking from. They're both the same. The red one can be good and the blue one can be bad. It depends what angle you're looking from. But never believe this. Never believe this man. He can only eat good and evil apples. He has no truth. He puts on a big show and then tries to get you to copy him. He's fooling you because the dawn of a new day, the sun is coming out. The sun is returning. Slow and steady wins the race. And I'll give occult science some love right here, because I know how many times that was pretty sloppy already. I know how many times he said 3 squares a day. Well, Here's some 3 squares a day. Stairway to Heaven. So many different things, and I just butchered the crap out of this thing, but oh well. It's there. And that's how these stories work. If you have trouble with that, go look at all the Vatican artwork and start figuring out it's the geometry behind it that's important. Then the story is painted over it. That's the way it's always been. You know, I almost uploaded this video and didn't even realize I was wearing my G hat, and then people eating them apples. Gonna be crying about that. He's wearing that G hat. Hey, what you doing, boy? Can't be wearing that G hat around here. You violating the laws. Fuck your laws. And the G doesn't mean God. It means gate. 2 sets of gates. One that goes down, one that goes up. And I can't just leave it there. With the rabbit, we're talking Jack. Jack Rabbit. Jack in the Box. All the Jacks.